Alright, so I'm going to show you how to install Akalabeth World of Doom, the 98 version. The reason why you want the 98 version versus the standard one is that the 98 version has music. It has colored line art, or you know, just the vectors have different colors versus just the white that you get in the standard version. And that's a good thing because you'll want to tell the difference between the levels that you're on. And it also just kind of gives you a little bit of variety. It does get pretty noisy though when you're actually in the dungeon, because when you run into something, it's like this really high-pitched beep. So maybe you'd be better off with the regular version, but it's bugged. The regular standard version has a bug in it. So let's try to install the 98 version. All I did was click on it, and this is assuming that you've already own a copy of Ultima, or you're able to get the free copy of Akalabeth, because I think Ultima 1 includes a copy of it. Alright, so after we've clicked on the game extras, because it's in more backups and goodies, then we go to this, it'll download. You go into the lower left hand corner, click the arrow for downloads, and then the magnifying glass. Now we're going to extract it. Seriously, it's not that big of a file. I think you can do it. And run the setup. Yeah, it's not going to hurt us. Check the box that says you've read the EULA. For options, this is where we're going to be going. It's going to be in our C drive. This is where the bulk of the thing is. The setup is still going to be in the x86 file where you've got GOG installed, but what I want to do is mess around with the file some more, so this is where I'm going to be looking. So blah blah blah, install, and then we wait about 0 seconds. I don't want to launch it right now, just going to exit. Go to C, program files, GOG. Go to C, GOG games. Then you double click on Akalabeth. We want to, since this thing is flaky, yeah it is. Okay, so that's not going to work the way we want it to, but if you just open up the DOSBox akalabeth.conf file, this is the config file, we're going to start messing around with perfection. Full screen, true. Full double, false. That's fine. I've got a 1920 by 1080 screen. And yeah, you might be able to scale all the way up to 4K, but I don't know if that's true or not, so I'm not going to recommend it. I'm going to change the output to OpenGL NB. I don't know what the NB stands for, but for some reason it works better than OpenGL. Scroll down to where it says scalar. We're going to change this to none. The reason why you want to do this is that stuff looks blurry, whereas, you know, in something where it's in any other game where you've got a lot more dense and differing color elements, that might help, and you'd want that blur. In this, it doesn't. because the jaggies that you're seeing are so huge that all it really does is blur stuff. It's just, it doesn't really make it look any better. Aspect, we're going to leave this at false. What I found out was that if you change it to true, it ends up distorting rather than fixing the aspect ratio. So I want to just leave that at false, because there must be some other line or some other feature somewhere else that is causing it to double the aspect ratio fixing. Might have to do with just my video card just doing that automatically, or Windows, or just the way the DOS box is set up. But for whatever reason, we just want to use it as, we just want to leave it at false. Also, you might want to change full screen to false so that it's starting out in a window versus just opening full screen. You can change it later. It's you know, once you've got DOSBox open and the game is going, you can just hit Alt Enter and it will go back to normal. So that's what you need to get it going. So let's start to play. This shortcut should still work. Nice, crisp, clear, ultra high def. NVIDIA, can you maybe go away, please? That's better. All right, all I did was Alt Tab and Alt Tab back in just to get rid of that little nagging thing over in the corner. I think it's mostly centered. It's okay as far as I'm concerned. So that's how you get going. For shortcut keys or hotkeys, you're going to be using your number pad, of course. What's the difference between journey onward and create a character? Type thy lucky number. I don't think there is one. I just do 0 every time. Level of play. I've never managed to beat 1, so why do anything else? Shalt thou play with these qualities? Why? By the way, I just hit enter there to put those in. And I'm going to answer yes, so I want to hit the Y key. Oops. F for fighter, M for mage. Fighter doesn't have any additional qualities over mage. I guess it would just be if you want an extra challenge. As far as I know, there's no difference between the two. Mages can use amulets. I think fighters can use rapiers, maybe. I don't know. It wasn't enough of a difference for me to want to pick one or the other. Alright, so the way this works is each one of these things that you're seeing on the screen, food, rapier, axe, shield, bow and arrow, magic amulet, the first letter of each one of those corresponds to making the choice to buy. So there's no, are you sure about that? It's just, if I hit F right now, boom, I have just bought 10 food. There's no need to confirm or anything like that. And you can't sell it back or anything. It's just, once you've bought it, that's it. I want to buy an axe. I'll hit A. I am also going to need a lot more food. Okay, so now I'm going to hit Q to quit. and then arrow keys to navigate. This exit I'm looking at is a dungeon. By the way, there's no time involved here. Time is counted by the movements that you make rather than a timer. So I could sit here for 5.5 hours and nothing would happen, but if I hit the up key and the down key, that would cost me 2 food because it's 2 movements. I want to enter into this thing, so I'm just going to hit E. So to move around in here, once again, I can use the arrow keys. Something that's different about this game that you might not see in other games is if I hit the down key right now, it's going to turn me 180 and I'll be facing what used to be my back. So I'm going to do that right now. Where is this guy? Oh, there he is. So I want to attack him with my axe. It's the only weapon I have, so I might as well. A is attack. What weapon do I want to use? Well, my axe, so I'm going to hit A again. Throw or swing. If you throw your axe, you will lose it. Throwing your axe, I think it's like a desperation move for enemies that have higher speed, but usually you want to just swing it. So I'm going to hit S for swing. Thou hast killed a skeleton. Huzzah! Huzzah! I got 2 pieces of 8. So now I've got enough gold to where I can go back up to the surface, refill on food, and if I level up enough, I'll get more HP and I'll be able to survive for longer. Sometimes there will be false walls, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a secret wall or when it does that, or it's just a rendering error. But you can just walk through walls like they're not even there. So collisions, or at least indications of what was a secret wall and what was a real wall, or not quite as clear as it is nowadays. Aha, I have found the exit. So I want to hit E to exit. There's a few other commands that I can't really show you because I don't have the gold to buy it, but if you use an amulet, I think it's L to make a ladder, or maybe it's M for magic amulet and then E to make an exit. But other than that, that's really all the commands there are in this game. Super simple. You could probably recode this yourself, but there's no need to because the source code is out there. Yay! That should be all you need to know in order to play the game. One thing that tends to be difficult is finding the location of things like dungeons or the castle. Finding the castle is probably the hardest thing because there's multiple dungeons, but there's only one castle. Where is this thing? Aha! I found the castle. E. What is thy name, peasant? Pez. Fez. I am Fez the pheasant. Yeah. So he wants me to kill a gremlin. And you'll notice when I did that, my attributes increased by 10. So usually what you want to do is, before you do anything else, go see the king, get your attributes pumped up, and then go on your adventure. That's really all there is to the game. You just keep doing that, going as far down into the dungeons as you can and coming back once you've conquered an enemy. I can't think of anything else to say, so I'm going to end the video. Yay! Alt-Enter to minimize, X to close it, and